Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Aurora Stefrak, and here I am with Translucent Truth Yoga to deliver you the weekly intuitive energy update for the week of November 1st. I almost said 4th, but that's actually the new moon. November 1st, 2021. So welcome to a new month. Welcome to a new beginning. I don't know if you guys can feel the shift in energy, but I definitely feel it, and now I know a lot of my external world has been shifting and changing really quickly in a lot of amazing ways, which I'm actually in a secret location right now, which I'm going to be revealing soon for people that are watching and that have been watching, and that are interested in knowing more about my journey, and so that I can document it and stuff as well. It's all for me too, right? But yeah, so I have some super exciting news coming, and so I'm just really bad at keeping secrets and keeping my mouth shut. So that's all I'm gonna say. Okay, so I'm just gonna play the bowl here, tune into the energy, and clear the energy. Sorry, in my secret location, I have things going on around me. So if you catch me looking around, I'm in a room and I have glass around me other than these two walls. So all around me there's glass. So I'm trying to not get distracted. Okay, so I'm gonna play this bowl and just clear the energies. I have a incense lit with my handy dandy. Oh, turn up the house. My handy dandy sander. Got some renovations going. And I didn't know how to hold my incense, so sander works great. Alright guys, I've been trying to record this video all day. It is now, I have no idea, like 7 or something, 6 maybe? I don't know. Anyway, here we go. I hope that makes you feel as good as it makes me feel good. Okay, beautiful. All right, so I'm just gonna get right into it then. I was gonna talk about the new moon after, but I'm just gonna get it out of the way now, and then I'll just go through like I normally do. Usually I like to hit the astrology first just to make sure, and usually it's like it like validates a lot of what I have to say already, which is why I explain it first, so that you guys can kind of understand, not like where I get the information, because a lot of where I get the information is really my intuition and just me getting information through people around me, or listening to the universe, or a bunch of different sources, and I just connect every week and ask for the messages to kind of come through, right? So it always affirms everything that I channel, though. It's basically what I'm trying to say, right? So it affirms the information that I have tapped into, and it kind of just makes me feel better about myself, and that I'm not just like pulling shit out of my ass, right? Which I know I'm not, but like the human self also always wonders, like what is really going on here? Okay, so right off the hop, which I already kind of mentioned, but I'm just going to bring it back into this. So it's November 1st today, guys. So it's a new month, and so we're in a whole new energy. And I don't know if you guys feel that energy shift from even just this last week to this week. Like, we have had so much happen in such a short time, and it's a lot of change, which is going to bring up a lot of grief, right? And so I will get into the grief after, but the point of all of this that I'm going through is to give thanks, to be grateful, to understand what it means and why you're going through what you're going through, instead of kind of getting like stuck in what it is that you're going through, right? So being able to kind of take a step back and have this, you know, come from this space of gratitude and understanding and self-awareness, and like why it is that you're attracting what it is that you're attracting and what it is that you're going through, right? So being grateful is really going to help to kind of let you to access the flow, right? Access into that flow instead of that resistance, right? Because if you're gonna play victim to everything that you're going through, then you get stuck in that energy instead of just taking responsibility for what it is that you're attracting, what it is that you're drawing in, the experiences that you're having, and then learning how to, on an energetic level, to clear that so that it stops manifesting, right? Because the physical reality that we live in is the last place that things manifest, right? Like they have to start in the energetic realms because everything is energy. Same with this physical world. So in order to manifest the physical, it starts as the energetic, right? And so when we can learn to live from that place of understanding the energetics of our reality, of our mind, of our emotions, of our external world, of all of these things, and understanding to see kind of between the lines, through the veil kind of thing, right? And Halloween was last night too. So the veil kind of hit that peak, and now we're going to kind of be coming back down, kind of closing that portal, right? So that's really the first thing, guys, this week. Like, I know sometimes it feels like an eye roll, but gratitude is really the key in moving through the energies, because when we can say it's a relationship, right? Like say you, you're breaking up with somebody, or you did, or this is really hard for you to go through, and you're just stuck in that grief and you're stuck in that sadness, really flip that script for yourself and really like acknowledge like all of the growth that you have gone through, or everything that you have been through with that person in a positive way, right? Like through a lens of seeing the light and seeing the lessons of it, right? And that can help you to really like process your grief and process that missing feeling, that lack sensation in your heart, right? So, yeah, and this isn't a suppression thing. It is not like, oh, I'm just going to mask my sadness and pretend like I'm happy. No, like not at all, right? It's so that you can pull out the lesson, pull that out of the situation so that you're not continually living that same situation over and over and over again, and you're actually able to stop that energy, right? Stop that attachment, that pattern, that habit, and shift into a new one, right? Like this November is all about new, right? New beginnings, new energy, new month, new moon, this week's very new and fresh, right? And so we're going to be feeling that. And in order for us to really let the new in, we have to learn to let go of the old, right? Okay. I've needed that drink of water for a while, but I kept forgetting. Okay. Oh, and this is perfect because this is leading me right into the next point. So then we have heart healing activations, guys. Okay. So I was talking about giving thanks and gratitude. This is going to allow for our heart healing activations. This week, we're really being supported through that heart center, through that 0 point frequency, that neutrality, that pure unconditional love, from this part of ourselves, that sees the world with so much love, right? It's like bringing love into the darkness, bringing love and light into the moments of your life that there is none, because that is the time that you need the light the most, right? And so allowing that to come into your life when you need it the most is going to transform you in the most profound ways that you could ever imagine, right? And it's about really opening yourself up to that expansion energy, right? And to that pure energy that you are, right? And so letting go of all of the layers and all of the baggage and everything that you've kind of built up. It was just 10-10, if that means anything to you, right? And so, you know, all these layers that we've built up over time and suppressed and didn't want to acknowledge, they got to come up eventually, right? And right now the energy is really supporting us to heal those aspects of ourselves and to kind of let go of what is not serving. Just look at it in that way. Don't look at them as people anymore. Don't look at them in a way where you're going to dehumanize them. I just mean in your mind where you're like, okay, I have to look at you like a lesson. I have to look at you for my expansion, for my soul's growth. You know, like it's not going to serve you to sit there and be sad all the time about what has happened or to get stuck in that energy. There is a time and place for that. I'm not saying don't at all, right? I'm just saying be aware of the length of time that you're staying in that energy, okay? And really all it is giving yourself that love that you're looking for outside of yourself, right? Back to that heart healing, right? And so this is what I will always say, like, you are the one you have been looking for. I have said this forever. I will always say this because it is the truth, right? You will always be the one that you're looking for, whether that is, you know, through like trauma from being a child with parents that emotionally neglected you. Well, you're probably taking that trait of emotional neglection into your life, into what it is that's going on in your world, which is why you feel so fucking abandoned, right? And so when you can realize that, and when you can recognize that, and when you can say, hold up, the reason that I feel like this, the reason I keep attracting these people, whether it be a partner or just a friendship or a job or anything like that, you're like, why the fuck do I keep getting shit on? What is going on? Like, aren't I better than this? Can I do better than this? Like, why is everybody treating me so bad? What's going on? And in that moment, you have to give yourself love. You have to say, hey, you know what, Aurora, you know, you're not getting treated here right at this job. You better quit. Right? And then another step ahead of that would be to get a job before you quit, because I still love myself enough to make sure that my bills are paid and that I got to take care of my responsibilities and all these things. But like, how can you start shifting your reality, especially the internal reality, your heart center? And how can you like kind of come from that place of love, and come from that place of understanding and compassion and purity and unconditional love, you know? And this is really what we're being activated into. And there are going to be a lot, see, my heart even hurts saying it, a lot of people getting sick, guys. I don't want to go too deep into it because that's not really what my energy updates are about, but I am Translucent Truth, so you know, I just know there's things that are going to be happening, and it's going to be very, very, very upsetting to a lot of people. There's going to be truths that are coming out with government stuff, with the, you know, everything that's going on right now. And not only that, like, we're really getting affected on the individual level with all of this, guys. And the truth about the V's are going to be coming out, and it's only going to be coming out through people getting injured, unfortunately, and through you know, more people speaking up and telling the truth, and then the truth of the government showing, and all of that is all going to spiral into a really huge fucking ball of what the fuck, okay? Like, I don't know all the details. I do know that it's going to be really intense these next 2 months, the last 2 months of 2021 and into 2022. We are having a full completion, okay? And it's like, so I actually got the download that with this whole COVID stuff, we're going to be having, you know, from 2020 to 2025, this is really going to be like a big change energy, a big shift in the collective consciousness. And we're about at the end of the first third. So I'm kind of dividing it into like from 2020 to 2021, or 2022 to 2024, and then Okay, no, my numbers aren't adding up. I did it the other day. I don't have it written, so I can't remember. But anyway, there's basically like thirds. I divided it up into thirds in like the COVID awakening, the awakening of humanity, or the depression, right? Awakening and depression are actually the same thing. I'm going to write that to make sure that I talk about that. Okay. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it because obviously I don't have all the details right now. But what I do have is this feeling, and this feeling is true because, you know how I was saying astrology always backs me up on my feelings? Well, I watched this amazing video that was talking about the tail end of this year and everything that's going to happen with the corruption being, like, you know, shown to the collective, and the personal individual collapse is kind of my own premonition. My own observation, I should say, because it's not even a premonition. I've been watching it, guys. So anyway, I'm getting distracted. I get really passionate. Anyway, so yeah, this all comes back to the heart healing activations, because there's going to be a lot of death. And when I say death, I don't necessarily mean physical death, okay? Death just represents an ending. Change, a new beginning, right? And now this will manifest a lot in physicality for a lot of people. There already are a lot of people that are passing away right now, and abruptly, suddenly, apparently with no cause. There's actually in Ontario, there's a whole thing going on right now with young healthy people passing away after getting the COVID shot, and there's a lot of investigation going on right now with that, and so it's going to be just really interesting to see it all unfold. And we live in an era with the internet, with technology, with everything being saved that is put out into the world. It's not like back in the day when you put a flyer up on the wall and then it can disappear, right? No, like everything is in the Akasha, in the internet, in the physical, right? And so, you know, things are inevitably going to come to the surface. And so this deep pain, grief, and suffering that is going to come of all of this death energy, not necessarily physical death, yes, that is a thing, but I just want to reiterate, like, I don't mean that always. This death energy is that transformation. So that is going to kind of open our hearts up. And when our hearts open, or in order for our hearts to open, we have to take down the walls around our heart, okay? So this is kind of what we're going to be urged to be kind of diving into, and not really by choice. You're just going to be really emotional, and you're just going to be kind of losing your mind and not understanding things and all that stuff, right? And so having this awareness of the energetics of what is going on every week, that's why stopping in here is so important and so powerful, because I can give you little nuggets every week, and like, you don't even have to watch the whole thing. You can just say, hey universe, show me what I need to be seen, and like forward to a little part in the video, and you'll hear exactly what you need, right? And so you don't have to be all in. Obviously I recommend it because, you know, you can move mountains like when you're all in, when you are decisive, when you're going to make that decision. But but yeah, so sorry, I was getting distracted. But yeah, so okay, heart healing activations. I guess I'll talk about the awakening and depression real quick. So awakening and depression are basically the same thing, okay? Because when it's like music, where when the more you go up in the scale, you get closer to the end of that scale, but closer to the beginning of the next. But that next scale is the same as that scale below. It's just in another octave, meaning like a higher tone, a higher note. And so that's kind of like this awakening depression idea, okay? So it's like we go through these phases, right? And the more out of a phase we get, the closer to another phase we are getting, because there is no end, right? Like the universe is infinite, so we are infinite, right? And so as you kind of evolve past certain markers in your life, and get to these other areas, you're getting and that's why the grief is so potent right now, because it's kind of like we have to shed that layer in order to get light enough to get to that next level, right? And so awakening, as you are awakening to the truth and to the reality of the world, the symptom, the side effect of that is depression. And I have struggled with depression my whole life up to now. I'm gonna move this incense. It's kind of, the room's not very big, so I'm getting smoked out. Ugh. Okay, so basically, depression is a symptom of awakening, okay? And so when we start realizing the truth or realizing something that kind of shifts our perspective, our ego gets a little bit scared, I guess, and reacts, right? Because our ego is here to keep us safe. Our ego is here to keep us in alignment. Our ego is our protection mechanism in our body. So whenever something's happening that is, new to us, we will get this feeling of uncertainty sometimes, because we're like, oh no. But then they say, if you don't feel fear, or if you feel fear, do it anyway, because that just means you're kind of breaking through. It's the unknown, right? Okay, so as you're awakening, if you're having a lot of mental health problems, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling fucked up, if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling like you're the only one, you're not, okay? And understand that you have so much support. You have to learn how to ask for help in this time, because there are people here that are dedicating their entire lives to help humanity awaken, okay? And we've been kind of Mom dropped a cord and she looked at me like, oh shit. It just made me smile. But yeah, there's, we have hundreds of thousands of people that have manifested here from other parts of the universe to help humans ascend, and we're here as humans helping humans ascend with this higher knowledge, right? And so there's so much help, and I understand that when you're stuck in that depression energy, you feel like there's no hope, right? And so I'm really inviting you into connecting to that little piece of hope again within your heart that says, hey, everything is going to be okay. And I have crazy goosebumps as I'm saying this, because I know how much people need to hear this right now. So I'm just getting real, and just saying, this is the truth. And the truth is that there is help here, and that there are people that can help you. You just have to learn to let them in and to reach out and to ask for help, right? So so awakening and depression go hand in hand. So the crown chakra, right? This is the crown chakra here on the top of our head, and this connects us. So if your crown chakra is open and healthy and balanced, it means you have a pure connection to source energy, right? And your higher self, spirit, source, I'm not sure, whatever word, God, whatever word you want to use, right? So when it's closed, we have depression. We are not having a proper energy flow with our cosmic self, with that life force energy that moves through us all the time, right? And so when you can learn to open your crown up to this higher energy, it will feel like your head is being kind of pushed through a vagina because you're getting birthed, okay? Yeah, I had to say it. Just say the analogy, Aurora. It's the birth, right? So that is what happens, is when we are awakening, we are birthing ourselves through this portal of higher consciousness, right? And so we will get physical pain, physical sensation in our body from the energetic world, which kind of taps into what I was saying at the beginning about how everything manifests as energy first and physically last, okay? Because the physical is the slowest condensed atomic structure of really fast energy, of energy, just energy, not in physical, is what I want to say. Okay. And so understand this as you're going through, you know, your rough moments, your rough times. Like, please just be gentle with yourself. Please just understand that you're not going to be stuck there forever, and that you do have the power to rise above and to overcome everything that you're going through, because the universe will never give you more than you can handle. Even though it might feel like it sometimes, it doesn't, and it won't. And you totally have the power to say, holy fuck, universe, slow the fuck down. This is way too much for me. Okay? Please connect me to the people that I need. Please help me, you know, beg to the universe, pray, say I'm ready, and it'll come, okay? And this is this new energy coming in, guys. It's full support. Okay, wow, I'm already 25 minutes in, and I have read 3 points. 2 of them I already wrote. 1 of them I added, so. Okay, I actually don't have a lot of notes today, so that's a good thing. All right, so the next thing I have here is our shadow self is wanting to be seen, okay? So that means that we're ready for the love that we deserve, right? And so our shadow self, the parts of ourselves that we don't want to acknowledge, or that we suppress, or that we're embarrassed or ashamed or afraid of, or feel like we're going to get ridiculed or ostracized, or all these different parts of ourselves that we don't want to look at, are actually really wanting to be seen right now, which doesn't happen very often, because, you know, we want to run away from that because we don't want to deal with that. But it's like we have hit a point in our lives where we can't do it anymore, okay? When things are not serving, things are not serving, and they need to be let go of. You may feel like absolutely nuts. You may feel like you don't know what to do. You may feel like, this way that I have been living, I can't live like this anymore. That is your awakening, also known as your depression, right? That moment where you're like, I can't do this anymore. You awaken to a new world, a new paradigm, because then you're going to choose differently. You're going to choose to think differently. You're going to choose to speak differently. You're going to choose to act differently. You're going to choose a whole new way of living, because that was not serving you anymore, okay? So our shadow self is literally, because it's also our inner child. It's our wounded inner child, right? Our inner child just wants to have fun. Our inner child just wants to play. Our inner child just wants to be seen, just wants to be heard, just wants to express and be creative and be in flow and all of this beautiful, amazing parts of life, right? And so that is, it's kind of like our inner child's like poking its head up, like, okay, I'm done being hurt now. Like, okay, I'm sick of it. Let's go. I want to go play. I want to go ride a bike. I want to go jump on a trampoline. I want to go play on the swings. I want to go play at the park. I want to go play basketball. I want to go play soccer, right? Like, I could just keep going because I'm accessing my inner child, right? And so we are really being invited into accessing our inner child. With as much as there is this grief, that grief and that depression is going to lead you right back into your heart, okay? Right back into your truth, right back into your authenticity, okay? Right back into your inner child, okay? So trust this, trust the process, trust the grief. Nice. And the next one is dreams coming true, right? So the universe is about to blow your mind. That's what I wrote down. The universe is about to blow your mind. So, oh, sorry, I gotta get all comfy. I'm sitting on my massage table. I thought it'd be a good place to record it. Okay, so dreams are coming through. Yeah, through. True. So at this time, okay, so what happens when we heal, right, is that we create space, okay? So when we create space, you allow for the new to come in, right? If you did not let go and create that space for the new to come in, there would be no space for the new, okay? I hope that makes sense. And so with all of this, you know, the heart healing activations and the child, or the shadow self / inner child kind of really being seen, really being heard, really being acknowledged, then we're able to, you know, allow for our dreams to come to fruition, right? We allow for, you know, things that we never would have expected to come into our lives, which is all the juice that I got to tell you guys about, but later, chill around. But yeah, so, you know, when we heal, when we really take the time to slow down and to look at ourselves in the mirror and to say, baby girl, like, what happened to you? You know, be your parent, be your own best friend. Screw everyone around you that you think you need right now and go and be that for yourself. Okay? You think somebody needs you because they just can't live without you. Well, chill with your codependency and ask yourself, what is it that I need? Why am I giving all of my energy away and not giving myself any? Okay? And so when you learn to revert that energy to you, back to you, and to say, hey, no, this is for me. I'm going to choose me. Then you allow for your dreams to come true. And it's not even going to be, it doesn't need to be extravagant, guys. Like, it's like I say dreams coming true, but it could just be like, oh wow, I felt really happy today, and I haven't felt happy for a long time, right? And that's where this gratitude is really going to help you to manifest more dreams coming true. Because when we tap into, you know, like being grateful, like the person in front of you bought a coffee, then you go here, and then you find $1 on the ground, and then you go here, and like when you notice the beautiful things in life and you keep honoring that and you keep saying thank you for that, they keep coming. Right? And so that's kind of what we're being guided. It's like the law of efficiency is the card that I'm actually seeing in my mind right now from one of my decks, and that's like when you work smart, not hard, basically, right? And so when we can understand and anchor in these like universal laws of, you know, correspondence of the as above, so below, as within, so without, the law of vibration, the law of rhythm, the law of frequency, the law of oneness, the law of mentalism, and you know, I know you're probably getting overwhelmed with all that because you're like, what's she talking about? But that's okay, because you're here to learn that, right? You're here to take these principles of the universe and implement them into your daily practice, right? When we can really start understanding the functionality of the universe, we are the universe, and how that kind of intertwines, then a whole new world emerges, because we're not focused on all that human stuff anymore. That human stuff is there, but when you look out into the world, it's like whole new eyes, whole new lens, a whole new way to see the world, right? And that's really what you're asking for, right? Isn't it? Like, you're tired of seeing such a bleak, dark world. Well, there's a beautiful, magical world just beyond that, waiting for you to see it. And it's there, and it always is there, right? And that's the whole thing about tapping into the flow, tapping into what already exists, right? And that always does exist. Are you going to be in that lower energy, or are you going to rise above to that higher energy? It's always going to be there. It's always going to exist, both sides of it. But where are you going to be, right? Where are you going to be in that? Okay, and then death energies, which I did already talk about, so I don't really need to. So death energies, so seeing the positive side of the death energies, which is change and transformation, right? As change comes, you transform, right? And so being able to see the positivity within that, which is what I already talked about with the lessons being learned, and being able to look at it from an objective point of view, and an understanding where your soul is literally like, yep, checking all the lessons off the list, because you're choosing to spend the time to sit with that and really understand yourself more and more, and why things have happened the way they have in your life. Okay, and then last but not least on this list, right before the new moon, I have emotional breakdowns. And so like not only is there going to be all this like vaccine problems and truths coming out, but there's going to be a lot of mental health problems as well. And so a friend of mine, she just got admitted to the hospital, into the psych ward, because her psychologist or psychiatrist or whatever basically red flagged her, and there was a whole thing. And so my friend now has a whole new path set out for her because she got a glimpse into the system, into the institutions that exist. And I'm really grateful that I never had to go through that, and I got to like learn it vicariously through, you know, learning on the internet and documentaries. And, you know, my dad got diagnosed with schizophrenia when I was younger, so that always triggered a lot of curiosity from me. And then I learned the truth of all that, and I mean, it's a whole thing. So, you know, really be aware of like your own energy right now. Like, that's really all I can say about all this, right? Like, there's going to be some really intense stuff coming up and happening, and it will affect us on a personal level. So don't think that, oh, I'm untouchable, I'm going to be okay. None of this, that stuff doesn't happen to me. Well, it is happening to like normal average Joe people. So be aware, you know, and learn how to show up for yourself and be there for yourself and rely on yourself and trust yourself to take care of it, right? And so this emotional breakdowns that are going to be happening, there really is a higher purpose. It is not just to inflict suffering and pain. It's really to break you out of that suffering and pain, right? It's really to say, hey, this isn't working anymore, and I'm going to scare the fuck out of you so you wake up, because it's time. It is time, okay? So these breakdowns, these emotional breakdowns, they're breaking us through to the next level. You know how awakening and depression, it's the duality and polarity, right? It's like, which is another law of the Hermetic principles, right? And so, oh, and if you're wondering, that is what I was talking about earlier for all those laws I was kind of spewing out. That's just the 7 Hermetic principles. So look into that if that's something that you know, piques your interest. 7 Hermetic principles, okay? And easy, there's a heap of information out there, but yeah, you can start learning about that. So these breakdowns are leading to breakthroughs. It's opening our heart, and it's causing us to be more sensitive. And so what happens when we become more sensitive and our heart opens up, it means we absorb more energy emotionally and mentally. And so that's why really having that awareness of your mind and of your heart and of your life, and really grounding in peace and tranquility and your own truth, so that you can really live that sovereign path. I don't know, I just had a brain fart. I got lost and lived that sovereign path, and my heart just like brought me to this warm, cozy place. It doesn't help, like this light. I don't know how people do these lights all the time. Like, don't their eyeballs want to pop out? But anyway, I'm getting distracted again. I actually have it super bright. It's because I didn't change it at all. Oh yeah, that's way better. Oh my god, it was like so bright. Okay. Okay, anyway, so yeah, so we're becoming more sensitive and more open to receive spirit. Also, that's like the other side of it, right? Which is why I was talking about the crown. So it sounds like this week's really about the heart and the crown. You know, kind of awakening to our authenticity, our spiritual self, even, you know, maybe you'll be going through like some spiritual awakenings, so you're gonna be super in alignment with a lot of synchronicities coming to you. Like, that could show up in you know, like a song that you listen to, or you see different signs, you see numbers, you see words, you see animals, you see all these different things. Like, say my Oma represents a butterfly, or not a butterfly, a ladybug. So whenever I see a ladybug, I say, hi Oma, how's it going? Thanks for visiting, you know? And so that's my sign from her, right? And you know, so you have your own signs, and you connect with different things, and you're going to have that awareness. Like 11, 11, 444, 222, 1234, 1235, you know, 4183, right? Whatever numbers that you are guided to, really start listening to that, and you're going to start noticing, whether it be like on a phone number, on a billboard, whatever it is, like a street number. You'll start noticing these things. So these are going to be coming online too, and this comes with your heart opening up and your crown opening up, right? Because you're now receptive and receiving the information that's being given to you, because again, it's always there. It's just whether or not you have that awareness of it, right? All right. So guys, I'm gonna make this new moon real quick, and then I'll pull these beautiful cards. Gotta rearrange. Okay, so we have the Scorpio new moon happening on November 4th. This is going to be in 3 days. It'll be on Thursday. It is in Scorpio. Okay, so guys, last week I talked about Scorpio a lot because we had the sun enter Scorpio, right? So now the new moon is in Scorpio, and I think they were saying at 12 degrees or 13 degrees, which 12 and 13, those are kind of like really important numbers spiritually, right? And so I see this as our shadows being activated spiritually into our spiritual understanding. And in order to be activated into your spiritual understanding, unfortunately, you have to go through the awakening process, which is uncomfortable. But that's why there's so many of us here to help you and to support you through the process, right? And I get goosebumps again because I know what it's like to feel alone. I know what it's like to feel like there's nobody out there. I know what it's like to be so trapped within your mind and within your body that you do not know what to do or where to go or how to function, okay? Like, I really have been there. And now I've done a lot of work, and I've listened, and I've loved myself, and honestly, that's really what it comes down to. So you're awakening into this next version of yourself. So this Scorpio new moon that's happening, and actually we'll be in the energy starting tomorrow because it's 3 days before and 3 days after, right? And so we're kind of going to be coming up. This whole week is going to be the crescendo, the coming up and the coming down of that new moon energy. And it's the beginning of the new month, okay? So really understanding that. It was just 4141. So really understanding that we are in this new energy. What comes with new? A death, a rebirth, and a letting go of, and an allowing in, okay? And so this week, with every change that happens in your life, we experience grief. There is a grief cycle, and I forgot to write it down before I started this. I might look it up real quick. That means I gotta go get my phone, but it is really important to know the grief cycle. So, because every time there's change, there's grief, okay? Whether it be, I don't know, like something as simple as, I guess I was gonna say like choosing what you're gonna eat, but I wouldn't really say that. That's not really an example. But changing jobs, changing partners, changing houses, changing anything that is major to you, that keeps you, that you identify with, that keeps you grounded in this reality, right? So, okay, so Scorpio, it represents the shadow self, the unconscious motives and habits. Our deepest desires are surfacing, and we're quickly manifesting, okay? So new beginnings, but that means endings. Embracing endings with gratitude and new beginnings with open arms. And then grief of what was, collectively and individually. So we're also going through this collective grief, guys, and of what like humanity's life is, like, you know, how we've lived our life, and a lot has changed in the last year and a half, almost 2 years. So we're gonna have to kind of integrate that, right? Integrate it. So let me go grab my phone real quick. I'm gonna look up the grief cycle, and then I'll pull a few cards, and then we'll wrap it up. Yeah, I just had to look up the grief cycle. The grief cycle. Okay. Oof, I'm cold now. It's cold in here. Gotta get some heat going. Okay. In the secret location. Secret hideaway. Okay. So there's like a couple different, ways that you can find the grief cycle. It's the 5 stages or the 7 stages. So I just picked the 7 just because I wanted to. Gives you a little bit more to pick from of like understanding what you're going through, right? Okay, so the first stage of grief is disbelief and shock. So the initial reaction to loss includes a feeling of shock. Learning someone you love is gone creates a numbness and fills a person with doubt. This is a form of emotional protection and can last for weeks. Okay, so this is grief for somebody that has passed, and that's not fully what I'm talking about when I'm saying grief, but that is a huge part of grief, obviously, right? But I just want you guys to understand that grief is not just when you lose somebody that you love, okay? That is a very powerful awakening and experience, but grief is much more subtle than that on the day-to-day. Okay, so I'm not going to read all these. I've already gone long enough and you guys can look into it, but I'll just read the title. So the first one is disbelief and shock. The second one is denial. The third is guilt and pain. The fourth is bargaining. The fifth is anger. The sixth is depression. And the seventh is acceptance. Okay, and then after we can accept, we can learn how to live with this experience now, right? And now this is not a chronological thing. This is not a linear thing. Grief is not like, oh, you're gonna feel disbelief and shock and then denial and then guilt and pain and then you're gonna bargain. No, like these are kind of just like quantum, like they kind of happen. Like this is why grief happens in cycles. So you may feel like at one point that, oh, I feel really good today and I'm like, everything's okay, I'm great, everything's awesome. And then the next day you go into a downward spiral of grief. And if you understand that this is normal, then you can figure out how to move through that for you, okay? So that is what is so important about understanding the grief cycle and learning how to cry and learning how to be with yourself through the most intense moments of your life, okay? Because if you're not going to be with yourself, who the fuck is, right? Okay, what do I want to do? We're going to go the soul's journey. The soul's journey, yeah. Booyah, baby. Okay. So let's see what's going on this week. That was really good. Really, really good. Lots of energy. Lots of energy came through. Lots of information came through. Self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So this is the first thing, right? Is like seeing your worth, seeing that you have a purpose here, that you have a mission, that you have a reason to be here. This is really going to be a big lesson this week for us. Like really having these aha moments. And I'm not saying like, oh, I know exactly what my life purpose is and I'm going to go and live it and change the world. No, it's like, oh, I can access that feeling again. I can access that feeling of wholeness, of gratitude, of, filling my own cup, right? Jake's waving at me through the window and I can't focus on channeling when I have people in my field. Just messes me up. Okay, and he already knows that he's just testing the waters over here. Okay, friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Okay, so understanding your connections. Oh, wow, this is really cool. Friendship and self-esteem came out together. So, and it's funny because this is the solar plexus and then this is that crown third eye energy, right? The purple. And then this is solar plexus. So knowing my worth and connecting to myself to know if these friendships are serving me, if these connections are serving me. And I did talk about that, whether it be a job or whether it be a partner or a friend or whatever it is, these relationships in your life, do they serve you? Do they feel good to you? Do they bring you happiness? Okay? And if they don't, then how can I shift out of this, right? So I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Exactly. So if you're happy, great. If you're not, what are you going to do about it? How can you connect to yourself in a way, love, right? And it was reversed. It came reversed, guys. So definitely not an easy task. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. All right, I'm going to pull one more card from this deck and see what else we're kind of getting. Surrender. I can release my need to control. Okay, beautiful. So, what else do we want? We'll go the fairy deck and then the power of love, and then I'll head out of here. Jake wants me to go get some pizza with him, so we're gonna go get some pizza. Yeah, so I gotta finish this baby up. Oh, it was just 50-50. Okay, guys, let's see. Fairies. Oh, wow. They're already talking. I said, okay, fairies. And they're like, yes, at your service. So we have justice. Take the time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end. Fair and objective decisions. And it's an 8 card, guys. So this is really connected to karma, that infinity, right? Our higher selves, our soul. So justice will be served. If you're like wondering, is it ever gonna end? Yes, when you start to empower yourself, to bring people around that allow you to be happy, that love yourself, that love you, right? And who you are, your authentic self. So justice is coming, but you have to choose it for yourself. You have to say no more. You have to, there's a sword here. That sword of truth right there is saying, you know, what is it? What is it that needs to, what is it that needs to be shed? What is it that needs to happen? And I'm also getting past life energy from that too, right? So you have contracts that you need to fulfill, right? And as much as we have free will, you still have to go through that because you've, on a soul level, contracted that in. That was your free will, right? That contracts are free will, but on another level, right? Okay, so these 2 cards fell out, okay? So we have King of Winter. Knowledgeable, experienced, fair-minded, and unemotional. So get advice from someone professional and objective. Public speaking and unemotional relationships. Okay, so I'm really getting for this card, like, this is the week. Like, if you've been like, oh, I want a reading, or, oh, I need to go see somebody for help, like a therapist, or you want to connect to this or that, this is the week for you to do that. You are being guided to call in an unbiased opinion. Somebody that doesn't even know you, that can guide you through what it is that you're going through. Emotionally, because here it says an unemotional relationships. So this is confirming here again those friendships that do not bring you happiness or that do not feel good. Let them go. But say you're in a toxic, abusive relationship, this is a process, right? So it's just coming to that place within that says, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna do it. I promise you. I promise you I'm gonna go. Okay, I promise me, promise you that you will go. Okay, if you're like freaking out because you needed to hear this message, it's okay. Everything is gonna be okay. Just listen, and you will be guided. Okay. I like a lot of like sneaky energy coming with this card. There's gonna be people leaving people, guys. Simply because it doesn't fulfill you. Like, you don't want to keep creating these patterns anymore, okay? That could be your contract to leave. Okay, so Prince of Spring, charming, self-confident, passionate, and restless. So immediate action, a challenge you can successfully manage, and a passionate relationship. Okay, how beautiful is that? That's the other one. So these two fell out together, guys. So this is confirmation. And then this justice card. Holy shit, guys. Justice is coming, because here, seek counsel to leave these unhealthy relationships. If you need help, then call in the help, because this card here after is saying, like, you have success from this. And that justice card is saying that the balance is in the cards. It is on the table. So the Princess Spring represents charming, self-confident, passionate, and restless. So with that restless, again, like, you're somewhere right now that you don't want to be. So wherever that is, it's time to start making an exit plan. You don't have to leave tomorrow, but you're really being urged to, like, get the fuck out of these places that don't serve you, because you're really fucking yourself. And with all of this stuff that's going on right now, mentally and emotionally, I'm telling you guys, in the next 2 months, like, you're not going to be able to handle this on top of the world, on top of the collective. So get out now, start making your game plan now, start focusing on what it is that's important to you now. Urgent message to humanity. Okay, 7 of Autumn. Have patience and don't worry. Take time to rest and plan your next steps. A prudent investment of time and money. See, guys, that's what I'm saying. Don't make hasty decisions. Don't just freaking go for it. You gotta say, hey, let me really strategically get out of this situation that I'm in. The Sun. Plans that work out perfectly. Amazing ideas that lead to rewards and commendations and gratitude for the blessings of life. Okay, so there's also, so I know these first few cards have, like, had this super intense energy, but remember, there's also, like, our dreams coming true, right? So it's like, all I'm saying is, like, if you're in a situation that you don't want to be in, it is time to start kind of shifting around you and in your mind and in your heart where it is that you're going to go next and what it is that you're going to do for you. Okay, and so here, this is dreams coming true, because say you are in a toxic relationship and you do need to get out and you don't know how, that is your dream coming true, baby. That is it. You asked for it, it is going to happen. Oh, I just kicked that. That is what the Sun is saying. Yes, it's coming true. And why? Because it's written in the stars, guys. All this is already predestined to a degree, right? We have free will, but also it's like, are you creating your destiny, or was your destiny always there? I'm not really sure. A little bit of both. So 4 of Winter, set aside your concerns for now. You can make a decision later. Solutions that come from meditation, the need for more sleep or vacation. Yes, and this is what I said. That's why I said my energy's super, like, hasty, like, now, you gotta do it. But no, like, this is how you're feeling inside. But that's why this card came up to say to us, hey, no, like, don't, like, just go, no, like, I'm leaving you right now, fuck you. No, chill, like, really, like, it can be happen better than that, right? And so go within, okay? Really find that space within, that sanctuary within, and dream about what it'll be like to be free. So the dreamer, embrace your true purpose, begin a new adventure, trust yourself. Okay. Again, that was perfect, because this is the Fool, right, in tarot. And so that is all about new beginnings, stepping on this new journey, stepping into this new part of your life. 10 of Autumn, take steps to ensure the financial security of your children or other loved ones, making wise investments or planning for retirement, and honoring family traditions. So perfect, guys. So perfect. So remember to not be hasty and to not make abrupt decisions right now, and to really say, hey, is this really what I want? Is this really what I need? Okay, I know I was going to do the Power of Love, but this Angels of Atlantis kind of drew me, and I want to be on Lumeria. I want them all. Okay. Okay, just give me 2 cards here. These are the Archangels, so we're just going to be asking for them to kind of come through here and say, hey, who's kind of going to be by our sides this week? Who's going to be supporting us in all of this deep grief and deep transitioning and empowering and breaking down and breaking through and having meltdowns, but also having the most incredible, amazing moments and experiences of your life. So let's see, that one popped. Sandalphon, intention, beautiful. That's exactly what I need to bring it all back to, right? Because guys, your intention is so powerful. You know, like if only you realized your power, if only you realized your brilliance and you stepped into it, you could live a life that would blow you away. You wouldn't even know. But you have to feel worthy of that. You have to set the right intention. You have to know that that's coming from your heart, your soul. What is it? This isn't like, oh, I desire this. I desire a new car. No, it's like, what feelings do you want to feel? What impact on the world do you want to make? What is it that you really want to see happen in your lifetime on this planet? Enchantment, right. Just as I was talking about that, Michael here with enchantment. And so connecting to that, that mystical, mythical self, that higher self, that magic, that energy that creates world, that God source energy, right? We're being connected, and it makes sense because I was talking about the crown opening and connecting. So this is what Michael's saying. It was reversed too. So he's saying it might be a little bit tricky, but like you can do it, right? The blocks that come up are the blocks that need to come up in order for you to access this information. And then Metatron with a divine intelligence. Oh yeah. So listening to the wisdom of your body, that came up last week too as that feminine energy, right? Okay, these ones just fell out. Okay, cleansing, evolution, and romance. Okay, that's exactly it. Oh my God. So cleansing, we're clearing to evolve. And then we are greeted with romance, which just means that love, guys, that love for life. And again, as I was talking a lot about like leaving somebody or something that is toxic, right? This is saying to you, like you're purifying, you're cleansing to evolve, and you're accessing this new relationship, right? This doesn't have to be like a romantic relationship, because right in this energy it's kind of more or less just talking about love and kind of that head over heels energy for life and for yourself, right? And so that'll all happen through setting the intention for self-love to really come through and anchor you. And then last here we have the forgiveness card, Jophiel, okay? So you're going to really need to carry this, especially with all this heart healing going on. Jophiel is here to help you with that healing. All right. And the bottom of this, so the power of love is what I'm doing now. And we're just going to get two, guys, because I know I say that every time, but we're just really going to get two. So give me two cards here just to polish it off. And then I'm going to go. So willingness, you are able to compromise if the end result is love. Yes, exactly. And it's like, be willing to compromise if the end result is love. But if it's not, get the fuck out of there. Creativity, you love to devise new ideas, innovations, and forms of illumination. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're unsure, please tap into your creativity. That is what's going to get you out. And that could just simply mean thinking of a new way to look at something, shifting your perception, shifting your perspective. And then integrity, you demonstrate the truth and honesty of your soul and manifest love with your every action. All right, guys. That was incredible. I think I want to play the singing bowl just to kind of close us out and to close up the energy here. So, yeah, wow, that was a lot. That was really good. Thank you guys for stopping in here and connecting to my energy that I have worked so very hard to purify and cleanse so that I can give you guys the purest messages, even though they're, you know, with the sprinkle of Aurora in there and all over the place. I really do enjoy this, and I really do hope that these messages help you on your path and on your journey. I forgot at the beginning, this is a timeless reading, so hey, I know you're already at the end, but if it's past this week, You can listen to this anytime, because if you're at a vibratory match, then it'll be exactly what you need, okay? So let's just kind of close our eyes if you can, if you're not driving or any of that jazz. I just want you to like breathe in through your nose, really feel that cool air coming in through your nostrils and kind of filling up your lungs. And as your chest expands, and feel that, you know, hold for a moment and then let it out. And I want you to do that and count to 5. Do 5 full breaths, okay? So just, I'm going to play this bowl and you breathe and you really connect to this present moment. And you really bring your awareness right here, right now. And after you do this, if you want to grab a pen and a paper and just write down the first things that come to your mind, that would be really awesome. And again, feel that cool air on the inhale on your nostrils, and the slightly warm air on the exhale. And just connect to that relaxation in your body. You probably don't access it very often, but this week you're really being invited to do more meditations, to do more journal work, to connect more to that tranquil place within you. Remember, you are on a new journey. This is a new beginning, and that means that your old self must die, only to transform into the next version. Guys, again, thanks for stopping in. I hope that this helps you on your journey. I'm sending you all so much love. My weekly giveaways are over on Facebook, so I'll put that link below. And if you want to book a one-on-one session, I will also link that below. So yeah, I'm in my secret space, my secret place. So I'm really excited to share you guys with what's coming up in my world and all the amazing transformation. And I can't wait to hold your hand through it all as this journey goes, and be more dedicated to be showing up for you guys more and more and more, and really be that light in the world that we are meant to be. So I'm sending you guys so much love. Please don't hesitate to reach out, comment, like, subscribe, all that good jazz. Share it with somebody if you think that it's going to help them. Okay guys, lots of love. Aurora from Translucent Truth. Toodaloo.